We all want to protect our children and keep them out of harm's way. But what if something we presumed is safe and fun was actually harmful and potentially deadly? Would we still let them do it? None of us wish harm on our nation's youth, but we still allow them to play rather aggressive sports at such a young age. Today, I'm here to persuade you that tackle football should not be allowed amongst young children. Let's jump into some of the problems. For starters, head injuries. Coming from someone who has sustained many head injuries as a kid, I know the damage and longer lasting effects it can have on somebody as they grow up. Nobody would want that for their friends or family. I believe it is due to a lack of knowledge that parents would allow their children to play tackle football. According to CDC, May 19th, 2021, children between the ages of 9 to 14 sustain 15 times more head injuries than those who play flag football, even during practice. The amount of serious high magnitude impacts is even higher, 23 times higher. You wouldn't want your son or daughter to run into someone else's kid at full speed, but because it's in the form of a game, does that make it okay? There's a story that I read recently of an 11-year-old boy who is playing tackle football and now has permanent brain damage and is paralyzed from the waist down. Moving on. Behavioral and psychological issues. Children that play tackle football before the age of 14 are more likely to develop behavioral regulation issues. According to Bold.expert, March 5th, 2021, kids who play tackle football before the age of 12 are at risk for developing mental issues such as behavioral regulation, aggression, apathy, and depression. That's just to name a few. A human's brain does not fully develop until the age of 25, so it's important to protect it the best you can until then. Smashing your head against another person, even with a helmet, will still cause brain damage in a fully developed adult. Imagine what that would do to a child. Now that we have looked at the problem, let's look at the cause. Some parents want their kids to play football because they did growing up, but they would probably reconsider if they knew the risks that came along with it. According to the Washington Post, August 17th, 2021, Brett Favre made a statement saying that CTE is caused by repeated hits to the head. CTE is chronic traumatic encephalopathy. He is encouraging all parents to wait until their children are at least 14 years old to start playing tackle football. A study was done in 2019 by the Concussion Legacy Foundation that shows every 2.5 years of tackle football played, the risk of developing CTE doubles, and for every 14.5 years played, the chances go up by 10 times. Brett Favre is currently in a lawsuit with the NFL for brain injuries that he accumulated during his NFL career, along with thousands of other former NFL players. We all have dreams and goals as kids, but some of them are less dangerous than others. Some kids believe that if they play football at a very young age, they will make it to the NFL. According to leagueside.com, there are 1 million high schooler kids who play football, and from that, only 6.5% of them make it to the college level, and from there, only 0.5% of them make it to the NFL each year. The chances of that happening are the same chances of getting struck by lightning. We are told growing up that we can do anything that we put our minds to or that we work for. This is true, except when we're talking about becoming a pro football player. It's a little bit different because you can do everything in your power to get to the next level, but a simple injury could take down your career. Now that we have looked at the problem and cause, let me provide you a unique solution. The safest alternative to tackle football is two-hand touch. It is the same game as football, but there's less chance of people getting injured. Solution 2. But if you still really want your child to play tackle football, it is recommended that you wait until they are at least 14 years of age. This does not reduce the chances of them sustaining injuries, but if they do sustain injuries, they should be less severe. Today, I have tried to persuade you that tackle football should not be a sport played amongst our youth. So, hopefully next time, parents will take into consideration the potential outcome of letting their kids play tackle football.